Fisherman, Aqua Duelist here, and I'm back with my buddy Steven here. Steven, what you got for us today, man?
Cyber Dragon.
So, no GOAT deck this time. We're back with a modern deck. So, Steven, you want to go ahead and show us how it's done?
Sure thing. So, start with the main deck, obviously. I play 3 Cyber Dragon. Some people play 1, but I haven't really played around with that, and I like machine dupes, so I just like 3. Because, it's always good to see it. So, also, moving along with the Cyber Dragons, you have to play 3 core, no matter what build you're playing. So, you normal summon that, and it gets you a Cyber Spell, or late game if it's in your grave, and you have no monsters, you can banish it, and it will special summon a Cyber Dragon monster. So, then, with core, I play 1 Vare, because you can, if you draw Vare and core, or a way to get core and you have Vare in hand, you normal summon, and core will be chain link too, and you chain that to it. So if they do have a negate, because you'll be going second a lot with this deck, they'll have to negate the Vare in the chain.
So you mean core's chain link 1?
Yes.
Chain link 1, chain link 2, chain
Yeah.
block.
So when they negate, they could just negate that, and then you still get your spell, because it's not going to hurt too bad. Just have an extra. So then I also play hers. Mainly because there's a lot of cards in here that will send a monster from deck to grave or hand to grave. So you use hers because it has an effect when it's sent to grave to add a Cyber Dragon from deck to hand. It has to be the original Cyber Dragon. So unfortunately, it doesn't say Cyber Dragon monster. Also, if it's special summoned and you haven't used the sent to graveyard effect, it can be a level 5. So that can help getting out your infinity. Also play Natchster, so 2 of them. So that would be one of the cards that works well with hers. So you would, because you can discard one to special summon this. So you would discard hers, special summon that, and get the hers effect. And then I play this at 2. I probably would play it at 3 if it didn't go up in price right now. But Galaxy Soldier. So obviously, if you draw a Galaxy Soldier and a light monster, it's a light monster. It's a free infinity out of the gate. Okay. And then I also play a kaiju, just 1 because it's searchable. So in my opinion, you have to have a kaiju because especially with the locals that we go to, people just summon boss monsters like it's no tomorrow. So definitely got to have a kaiju, at least 1. And you can search it. So
that's why I play a full kaiju package, man.
Yeah. Casey has those kaijus on deck. So this is the only monster hand trap I run in the main deck. You can run whatever you want here, just season it to your area. So I just run Ash because it's probably the best all around for what I have and for our locals. Okay. So Ash Blossom. So that's it for the monsters. So moving to spells. 3 machine duplications. There's a lot of disagreement on whether or not this is a brick in the Cyber Dragon community, and it has bricked me before, but it's saved me and won me games way more than it has bricked me. So, I play 3. I'm always going to play 3. Then I play 3 Cyber Emergencies. So that will search any Cyber Dragon. Got to have it. And there's a bunch of printing, so they're cheap now. And then I also play Cyber Repair Plant. This will search your kaiju or any light machine monster. So I'll usually grab a Galaxy Soldier from deck or the kaiju with that. Usually if I'm going second and they have a boss monster, we'll get that. And if it's negated, you can just I'm sorry, that's the wrong card. Yeah, but it's if you have 1 Cyber Dragon in grave, you can activate 1, and if you have 3 Cyber Dragons in grave, you can activate both in sequence. So, okay. Also, I play 3 Rev System. It's just a really nice extender. Summon a special summon a Cyber Dragon from the graveyard or your hand, and it cannot be destroyed by card effects. So then for the fusion spells, in this deck I play 2 Overload and 1 Cyber Load. So you don't really need more than 1 Cyber Load in my opinion. Any extra is a waste of space. It's a really good card, but it's searchable with core, and you also don't want to pop it off on your turn. You want to do it on your opponent's turn. And the Overload fusions, it's good to have 2 because there will be a lot of times where you waste the first one. So unfortunately, it just happens. And or if you draw the first one, you just need 2. And then, so for tech cards, I play the Foolish Burial. Works really well with hers that we talked about earlier, because it sends to grave and you get the grave effect. And also, there's some of the cards that you need a Cyber Dragon and grave, so that's an easy way to get one, so that's a double whammy. And then I play, since we go second a lot, Dark Ruler No More. The only downside to this card is that you can't do damage, but usually with this deck, unless you get a really bad hand, it's a board wipe, because you're going to still be able to run over everything they got, because all their effects will be turned off.
Yeah.
So that's it for spells. And then for traps, I play 1 Overflow. I used to play it at 3, but not anymore. I just play the 1. Still comes up. So it's a good out to your opponent. You can do it mid-turn. You just banish different level Cyber Dragons from your grave, which is no problem because Cyberload Fusion will use your banish as materials. It'll shuffle banish cards back in a deck. So yet another reason you wouldn't want to use that on your turn.
Okay.
It's good to use it when you activate this and you banish your cards, and later in the turn you can activate that also.
Okay.
And it gets rid of their monsters. And then 3 Evenly Matched. This is another one of the cards that you can run whatever you prefer, but Evenly is really good. It'll get you out of a bind a lot of times.
It's a blowout card, as I said before.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely run the Evenly Matched. It comes up a lot, so especially if you can't get your combos off. Alright, so we'll move to the extra deck. I play a Macabre for the Dogmatica thing, where it makes you send one of your own to grave.
Yeah.
It's a free Macabre, so you need that, especially because I'm running 2 Nova. So you would just send the Nova, bam, free Macabre.
Okay.
So I probably should run 3 Nova, but I've just been fine at 2. So we only really have 1 Dogmatica player anyway at our locals. So I'll probably go in this direction. We'll start with the XYZs. So like I said, 2 Nova, which it needs no explanation. You get your 2 level 5s out, whether it's Galaxy Soldier or Cyber Dragon. And then I run the Infinities with them. This is like one of the best boss monsters in the deck, in my opinion. Like one of the 2. So everyone should know the effect with Infinity. It's a negate, and it also will eat your opponent's monster.
No.
Yeah, it'll eat them on your turn.
Eating that booty like groceries.
Yeah, and it gains 200 for every card attached to it, and also the negate is you just detach 1. So not only are you buffing up its attack when you're eating their monsters, but you're also giving it more to detach. So you'll usually try to out that the minute you bring it out in some way. So also this card slept on in Cyber Dragons, the Constellar Pleiades, however you say it. But you remove 1 and return a card to hand. So.
Hey guys, so how many times do I mention that this card's like really fucking good when I played Dynamist? Like every fucking video?
Yeah, that card's fire. So if you go first, in my opinion, what you would want to end on is the Nova and 1 Pleiades, and you're going to give your opponent a hard time because you got a negate here and you got someone back to hand. And then if you have Cyberload set and the Trap Cybernetic Overflow set, I mean, good luck to your opponent. So next we'll move on to the Lynx 2 Seeger. If you don't know what this does, not a lot of people know what it does, but it has a quick effect that you can just give any machine monster you control that has 2100 attack an additional 2100 attack. So you can use it on itself. The only stipulation is this card can't have attacked yet, and this card won't do damage anymore. So next, moving on, I play Predaplant. So one of the cool things that this deck does, in my opinion, is like the main play. So you would just get 4 Cyber Dragons out minimum, which is very easy, and then you would link 2 off to summon Seeger.
Okay.
And then you would link the other 2 off, and there's all kinds of stuff you can do in between and to get the most out of it. I'm just giving you the bare, like the bones of it. So then you link your other 2 off for Predaplant, and you send the Overload from earlier to the grave of Predaplant, and you would bring out Rampage, which is the other really good boss extra deck monster. I know we're skipping some links here, but I'll just go over this one now. So basically, when this is summoned, it's the material is 2+ Cyber Dragon monsters. So you can, I usually do 2, but if they have a lot of back row, you could do up to as many as you can. So when this is summoned, you can pop back row up to the number of materials that you use for its summon. So you can easily take out their spells or traps. They have like 3 or 4 set, and you've been feeding your grave. You can just get rid of them all. And then also, you can send monsters from deck to grave up to 2 to get 2 additional attacks. So this is another instance where you can send hers, like we talked about earlier, and get that effect. So you can get the effect of adding the Cyber Dragon hand. So you have this on the board, and you have this, the Seeger. So usually, hopefully going first, you'll hand trap them or whatever, or stop them up. Go on second, and they'll only have like 1 or 2 monsters on the board. So you would Seeger, and then you would go into Predaplant and go into this, pop their back row, get the cards from deck to grave to get the 2 additional attacks, and then you'll activate Seeger's effect on Rampage, and it'll be a 4200 that can attack 3 times. So then you can still clear out a monster with this. Your opponent just won't take damage. So you'll clear out one of their monsters, or 2, or like 1, out of however many they have, and then you can just swing over them with that 3 times for 42, which a lot of the times it's good enough to kill them, especially if they brick, and you can do that. It's game. So the other Link monsters I play is Almirage, which is, there's sometimes where you're going to need to get a Cyber Dragon in grave, and you just won't have anything in hand that will do it. So you would just normal summon one of your Hers or Core, and then you would link them off just to get them in grave. And then you can use also the Almirage for whatever else you need, like Predaplant. So, and then I play 1 Link 4. There's no significance to this. You can play whatever you want. I just play Boral Sword because, that's like almost broken. It's really, really good strong beater. Late games you can just shit 4 onto the field and then Boral Sword. And then this is also another really important card. If you're playing this, you're playing Cyber Dragons, you need to play this. So I play 2 Mega Fleet, which you don't need a spell to summon it. You can just ditch the cards. And the best thing about it is you can use, you have to use a monster that's in one of the extra monster zones. So this will get rid of a lot of stuff that gets summoned in the extra monster zone. And since it's a summoning condition, it can't really be negated unless they have something that negates a special summon. So like the other day at Locals, I played against the Zoo Tri-Brigade match and the Megaclops. Both games outed them with this because all I had to do was get 1 Cyber Dragon on board. So a lot of it was just like you special summon the Cyber Dragon, bam, Mega Fleet, and the Megaclops is off the board. But you can use it for any of the crazy Link monsters. It just gets them out if they're in the extra monster zone. So it's another one I don't think a lot of people know what it does, so they're not really expecting it. And that's pretty much it. That's what I play.
All right, man. So, Steven, thanks for being on the channel again, man.
Absolutely.
Got anything else you want to say?
Play this. Smack them.
All right, excuse me. All right, guys. So that's Steven with his Cyber Dragon deck. So go ahead, harpoon that like button, harpoon that subscribe button for more content. And if you want to see this guy right here on the channel more,
yes,
let us know. And I'll see you all in the next video.